And welcome back, guys. So in the previous lesson I mentioned we're going to be going into some hard surface UV layout. As you see, I've got a little robot dude just chilling here. The original concept art is from Creature Box, and it's just something I built for fun. So now, when it comes to hard surface modeling or any character in general, if it's symmetrical, you only technically need to do half of the model because firstly, you can just mirror it over to the other side. The same goes for UV layouts. I do not need to do the two arms independently. I can do one arm and then duplicate that arm and move them to the other side. So I'm going to go in here and remove everything that is deemed as a duplicate. There's little two screws in here, and then we can take off one of his legs like so. And we got all the little bolts and guys, and when it comes to like the bolts and stuff, if they're all exactly the same, as you can see they are, you can delete all of them except one and just replace all the others back, because you don't need to do 50 UVs. You can just do the one bolt and just take it and copy and paste it where they were originally. I'm just going through here and just looking for all the little screws. There's another little screw. I left the one screw on the knuckle, so now we can just go through here and delete there and delete. And little screws. Gosh darn it, why did I put in so much detail? There, and there. Then I don't need all of you guys. Are those guys the same size? No, they are not. I can't go and remove them. Knee joint, little screws in there. Whoosh. And then in here, and here. Now you just have to like create mental notes of where all the screws are. Well, where they need to go back. Did we have any more screws up here? This leg doesn't seem so. In the body on the top here on the inside doesn't seem so. In the hand doesn't seem so. There's a weird hard edge in there. Let's just go make it. There's not a weird shade issue there. Okay, same with these two eyes. They are exactly the same, so I'll just go in and delete everything else except the one. And now it seems like I've removed all duplicates of models here, which is always good. So let's start off with the big body. I'm gonna go into my UV editing. As you can see, the big body is not laid out nice and it's a weird pink color. It needs to be blue. Okay, arrange and layout. It has UVs on it, but again, I would prefer starting again with like a camera based thing so that I have something to work from. Also, I'm going to turn off the texture so I only see this. Okay, so it has a center line going through it. I'm going to do the same thing I did with the ears and just cut this guy out here. Cut. And then was it the out one? That was the outside one. Click that, select that, press G to repeat last action. Let's go and do this. Does it go all the way around? It does. I also want to isolate this guy because I'm not too sure. Well, I can't really remember what's happening in the middle here. Okay, so it is a solid section. A lot of edge loops. So I'm going to undo that. Maybe I can go in here, go to edge mode. Now let's see how I can do this. It'd be nice if it can flap out all four sides. So I'm gonna do the corner, no, not that one, but the inside corner, that inside corner, that inside edge or that corner. Just make sure it goes all the way where I need it to go. So it needs to go in that direction as well. Then it needs to go across like so, and it actually went up where it's supposed to, it seems. And this one, where'd you go? Stopped over there. That one, make sure it doesn't shoot all the way. I do not want it. Okay, so it goes to that corner. That's great. That one is great. Now I just need to come through the center here. That little guy, it should connect up to the edge that I have on the other side, which looks good. Okay, let's do a cut, and then we go to object. Well, not object mode, I need UVs. Easier to get UVs here. Select all of it. Let's click unfold. Ooh, booyakasha. What do we have here? We've got the one panel, then we got the other panel, and here we got the arm panels, or the arm holes. And then here we got that underneath section. Fold, that one unfolded fine. The cylindrical shape ones, I'm just gonna go add or give them a seam line in here so that they unfold a tad better. Unfold, so they just do that a bit better. I'd actually like if this edge here. Yeah, double click here. You'll see it's partnered up here. I'm just stitch together A to B so that those sections are connected like I wanted to. Unfold. There we go. Got a random edge in here. Or face. Okay, where do you go? Okay, so you need to be sewn up. Yeah, it's all about there. Stitch together. That's the one object I won't move. Fold. There we go. Cool. So now we got the top of the body sorted out. I'm just going to plank this weird butterfly up here. One of the arm guys. The other arm guys. And then the inside there. Cool. Check our UVs. As you can see, it's nice and clean. All squares are square. It's looking good. Now let's go to control 1. Now I can see I've done that UV. Let's go do this guy. That's a weird UV. I'm gonna go to UV, camera base, Booyah. That is just a glass dome, so I can just go unfold. That looks a lot better. This guy, it's the inside. I'm also gonna go create a layer. Control A, here we go. So everything that I've UV'd, I'm just going to plonk onto a layer. Just turn that layer off so that they don't interfere. You've been UV'd. I'm going to go right click, add selected, and delete this random layer. Remove, delete layer. And then this guy, UV dune _L for layer. I can look at this guy. Do again UV, camera based, cylindrical object. So I can go to edge mode. Potentially grab the top edge, can minimize that to the bottom there. I can go back to UV toolkit here. I can go cut and then unfold. Cool, that guy's unfolded now. I can add you to the layer. Okay, go big then. Add selected objects, minimize again. Oh, it wasn't an object mode, it was in one of the component modes. Right click, add selected object. Sweet. What are you? You are also a dome shaped thing. So UV, base plane, camera based. Right click UVs. Fold. Cool. Go to object mode. Let's go send you to the completed UV layer. Make this guy a tad smaller. And let's go look at this guy. You can see there's a lot of stretching. I would prefer the UV seam go here. It seems to go all the way through. So let's go and cut. Well, first I actually need to first create a camera based. So it's new UVs to work with, then find the center, then cut. Let's go to UVs. Let's go to unfold and see what Maya gives us. That is not too bad. I can do this. Then I can say straighten along, let's see. Wrong axis. Do that. This should take all the horizontal lines. Not going the way I want it, so I'm gonna go and split this guy in half, which is the other center line. Cut, right click UV, and then UV, and unfold. It just looks a lot less unattention. Okay, let's go add this guy to this layer. Add selected. Now let's go get his underoos. UV, camera base, and in here, I'd like to keep the bottom. I can go grab that edge and hold on shift, double click that edge, and then we can go cut, go to UVs, fold, booyah, done. Go to object mode, select that object, add it to the layer, add selected object, press A so I can see everything again. And now you will systematically just work your way through all the parts until you're done with all the parts. So camera based, and then because this is a cylindrical shape, I only need to go one there, cut, right click UV, and go unfold. That looks fine. Go to object mode. I'm going to pop this window out, not full screen like that. I'm going to put it on my other monitor so I can just easily add selected objects. So let's go see what this guy is. This is also just a cylindrical shape. So again, UV, camera base, object. Here again, I just need to find an edge. Cut. Right click, UV, fold. This one we could potentially do the whole straighten thing. Let's see if Maya fights us. So let's go straighten U and V. That looks a bit better, other than the weird stretching that's happened there. Okay, maybe not the U and the V. It's the V, straighten, don't like that stretching. undo the V, straighten. Now we're getting weird texture stretching here. I'll just leave it be. Grab this object, add it to the layer. No, not edit the layer, but add it to the layer. Control 1 so I can get back to things here. Okay, this seems like a bit more complex of a shape, but also it is two different shapes if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, it's just a seamline bevel. So let's first remove the dodgy UVs they have already with the camera-based one. Just turn off that grid again. Okay, so I would need to cut it through this inside as well as through potentially maybe one of these seams that I seem to have modeled in here. Let's see. Cut UV. You fold. Yeah, we got a cool unfold. Those guys are fine where they are. Right click, object U, go to the layer. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna jump into a time lapse and finish up all the UVs, and then right at the end we'll do the layout section. So catch me on the other side. And welcome back, guys, after that speed session of UVing. Hopefully you guys learned a few things. The whole process took me just over an hour to do this, half of this character. As you can see, the UVs are all over the place. If I want to continue, I'm going to grab the arm stuffs, all the arm stuffs, so I can put it on the other side like I'm supposed to. I'm not going to do the screws at this point because that's a lot of screws. I'm going to group them, all the arm objects. So if I go to my outliner, find, you'll see they are grouped, and I can go Control D, and then I need my attribute editor so I can scale in the negative X. So there we got some models. Okay, the same with the legs. Do I have everything for the legs? Cool. And then we're gonna go group them, Control D, and then -1 in the X. And then of course, last but not least, the eyeball, where I need 2 of them. No more key select over all 3 objects, deselect the head, and then go Control D, move that one up. I can select all of the objects, and as you can see, they're all UV'd, but they're a total mess. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go select all of them and have Maya do some layout options for me. As you can see, I think that is the most optimal way of using it. Fine, but they always touch the borders. I know that for a fact from doing UVs a lot in Maya. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab them all and scale them in a little bit, not that much, so they do not touch the borders of that panel. Okay, and there we have our guy UV. If I turn on my UV grid, see everything is nice. Let me go to object mode. Object mode. Object mode is I need to have everything selected. I'm just going to go on show and uncheck selection highlighting so that you can see the beautiful squareness of all the UV textures. I'm going to close this guy here and then okay. And now I'm going to end this lesson off here, and with this you should be able to take on any UV project so that you can start applying textures to them. So I shall catch you in the next section.